always ready to take the skies. This is the aircraft fleet of your Philippine Air Force. From small to big, from rotors to wings, from combat and airlift operations to air defense, even surveillance, cloud seeding, and search and rescue, taking off and landing on paved airstrips or cliffs and rugged fields. From high-level flights embracing clouds, thousands of feet high to low-level glides that hug terrain. From sunrise to sunset, from dusk to dawn, manned or unmanned, no mission is too great and no challenge is too small. From 75 years ago with the faint echoes of freedom, today, the sounds have grown louder with the roars of our aircraft, keeping our skies and our people free. Flying, accelerating as the guardians of our precious skies and bearers of hope.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE!
See you in our next flight!
When disasters like this strike, wherever it is across the globe,
Your Philippine Air Force rescuers are ready to go.
these 12 men in Tangerine are proud members of the 505th Search and Rescue Group.
Strong, skilled, and carefully selected to join the Philippine Urban Search and Rescue Contingent for Turkey.
We are your Air Force rescuers!
With their strength and skills, they brought their courageous hearts, ready to face the dangers if only to save lives.
Through the piercing cold,
Sobrang lamig, pero kinaya.
They search and dug night and day at the risk of their own lives.
Delikado pong mission pero kahit ano pong mangyari, handa kami.
and for this, they won the admiration and love of the nation they have bravely served.
As they return home from their mission, they were welcomed as heroes.
I'm proud of my men.
Truly, they are the PAF's pride, heroes not only in the eyes of the Filipinos,
But in the eyes of the world as well.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE! Join us on our next flight. Hi, I'm Sharon, a retired Air Force officer, and I'm one of the first female pilots of the Philippine Air Force.
women in the Philippine military used to be confined in administrative roles under the Women Auxiliary Corps. In the early 90s, with a woman seated as president and female senator authoring Republic Act 7192, women were granted opportunities to train side by side with men and assume traditionally male-dominated roles. In the Air Force, then Commanding General Lovena Badia put all his trust and confidence in Lieutenants Rosella Junio, Emma Oxumoso, and Sharon Hernale, who are among the first female officers to train as pilots of the Philippine Air Force. Lieutenants Oxumoso and Hernale eventually made history by conquering the skies as women pioneers to graduate from the Philippine Air Force Flying School and further earn their star ranks decades after. Women in the Air Force since then have come a long way, breaking layers upon layers of glass ceilings to soar higher in the skies, shining with power and grace for generations of females to follow.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE! See you on our next flight!
When fire breaks out, blaring sounds of fire truck sirens fill the air. But so do the sounds of our rotors, because your Philippine Air Force fights fire from the air. Every year, fires destroy the environment and communities, resulting to loss of property and lives. In these distressful times, helicopters of the 505th Search and Rescue Group fly in their Bumby buckets. The Bumby bucket is a specialized firefighting tool used for aerial firefighting in all terrains, be it in urban areas, forested mountains, or even in burning ships at sea. The huge bucket is filled from a nearby lake or body of water. In great volumes, water is dropped with pinpoint accuracy, quickly suppressing fire to support ground firefighters. Truly, your Philippine Air Force is more than a guardian of our skies. With our airborne firefighters, we also protect and save people's lives down below so that others may live.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE! See you on our next flight!
They fly, they fix, they maintain, they shoot, they write, they heal, they save, they teach, they follow, and they lead. They are capable of doing almost anything. This is women power in the Philippine Air Force. Women in the Philippine Air Force have made great strides in breaking down gender barriers by proving themselves capable of assuming roles that are traditionally for men. They have created more opportunities for women to serve our country.
I'm a pilot,
A flight attendant,
a flight crew,
a flight mechanic,
a para-rescuer,
A doctor.
a nurse,
a lawyer, an engineer,
a photographer,
A K9 hunter,
an EOD expert,
an office clerk, an architect.
Breaking glass ceilings and shattering boundaries. They dared to dream and now they soar. And together, they are proving that no matter what your gender is, you can serve our country with honor and pride.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE. See you in our next flight.
This is an ordinary soda tap, but for one Air Force personnel, it means something more.
I'm Michelle, I'm a soldier, and I'm an artist.
This stunning gown is not what it seems at first glance.
With this, I made this.
Not only that, with soda tabs, she also made this, and this. For Rachel, these beautiful works of art are more than just expressions of her passion and creativity. Behind it is a heartwarming story. The collection of tabs was began by her late father, intended to be converted to a wheelchair. But in 2013, he passed away and left the collection to Rachel.
I started this craft way back 2013 nung namatay si tatay ko para continue yung kanyang legacy.
This soda tab reminds us that greatness can be found even in the most unremarkable things.
Sabi nga ng tatay ko, kahit yung mga matapon na bagay, pwede magkabuhay basta't bigyan mo ng puso at pagpapahalaga.
And no matter how tough our job is as soldiers, we can still find ways to pursue our passion.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE.
See you on our next flight. Not all heroes wear capes or have superpowers. Most of the time, they are ordinary people with extraordinary commitment to serve. People who chose to wear the uniform, ready to pay the ultimate sacrifice for our country and people. Throughout the pages of history, airmen of the Philippine Air Force have demonstrated heroism in the air and on the ground. From awe-inspiring aerial maneuvers to fearless combat operations, these soldiers have willingly risked their lives for the sake of peace and freedom. Some have been immortalized through the names of our air bases. Others are memorialized in stone as a reminder of their ultimate sacrifice. Some still live amongst us, veterans carrying vivid memories of their heroic moments with their fallen comrades. Some names may have been forgotten, some to this day remain unknown, but they will always be remembered as heroes whose legacy of courage and love for country lives on, inspiring each and every Filipino to become heroes as well. That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE. See you in our next flight.
It is more than just a subject.
And the time spent under the heat of the sun.
ROTC is a journey that can transform your life
And unlock your full potential.
It's time for ROTC!
In ROTC,
Everything has a purpose.
It enhances our values.
Discipline, determination,
Selflessness.
courage, love for country.
It teaches essential life skills,
self-care, and caring for our community,
protecting and defending ourselves and others,
even in the worst possible times,
learning skills
to save lives
survive.
and thrive.
And best of all, ROTC is exciting and fun.
Are you ready to answer the call?
Come on and join us.
Join us!
See you on our next flight.
Shoulder to shoulder, we train together.
When military forces from different nations come together for joint training exercises,
The most remarkable things happen.
this is Balikatan Exercise 38-2023.
For several decades, year after year,
Soldiers from the Philippines and the United States come together,
to plan
train.
and share knowledge and skills with one another.
Balikatan supports capability development, advances combined military modernization,
Promotes readiness and interoperability for crisis response and helps build resilient Filipino communities.
Beyond the training, it breaks down barriers between diverse cultures and backgrounds,
And fosters stronger bond between soldiers.
between forces, and between nations with common goals for peace and security.
Balikatan exercises, shoulder to shoulder. We train together. We get better together.
That's PAF-IN-A-MINUTE! See you on our next flight!
The flight suit or jumpsuit,
A full-body safety garment worn mostly by military pilots and crew. With many pockets for survival packs and other essential gadgets.
it is made of material designed to regulate body temperature and is fire retardant to give protection in extreme circumstances.
Globally, flight suits come in different forms and colors according to purpose.
And so it does in the Philippine Air Force.
Olive drab is most common among aircrew, while orange is used by rescuers.
Dark blue flight suits were used by student pilots.
Yellow, red, light green, light blue, and royal blue were worn by presidential pilots,
Some even had the number 7 embroidered,
as it was former President Marcos's lucky number.
from long sleeves to short sleeves.
So zippers, pockets, patches, and all
The flight suits proudly worn by our airmen.
have become part of the Philippine Air Force's rich and colorful flying history.
As we continue to soar high and accelerate with excellence.
in service to our country and people.
That's PAF in a Minute.
See you on our next flight.